It's Pat from Bad Dev Music and welcome to another riff video. Now these are some of your most requested riffs. These are harder riffs. We're going to be using more than one finger, but highly recommend checking them out because I don't think they may be as hard as what you think, except for Thunderstruck. That is a little bit tricky, but still check it out, see how you actually play it and turn it into a practice routine. Turn it into something that you can practice sort of every week, every day, and then eventually you'll be able to play it. It's much easier and more fun, you know, for your goals to be, rather than playing 200 beats per minute or as fast as you can, blah, 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 blah. It's much more fun to actually chip away at learning riffs. So diving right on in, we're checking out WolfMother's Joker and the Thief. Let's check it out. If you do have a handy with this track, I highly recommend putting on a phaser. That sort of effect will really help sort of drive this tone. Let's turn it off just so you can hear what the guitar is actually doing. So you want to come right up here on the 5th fret of the D string, and you're going to be using your first finger and your third finger. Now what you actually do is you pick once, so you only pick the open D string once. Then once it's ringing out, you hammer on with your first finger on the 5th fret, and then you hammer on your third finger on the 7th fret. That's all that there is to it. So you only pick once, and then you drop down a string and you do the same thing. So repeating it. So the tricky thing is really only picking once. And you just repeat all the way through the intro. Let's turn up the distortion and let's put on that phaser again. But that's it, that's the first riff. Great job. Let's check out some Led Zeppelin. So the next one is Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. Diving right on in. So you want to make a power chord on the 7th fret of the A string, or the 5th string, and then you put your third finger down there, down a string on the 9th fret. And you actually play the open string as well. So you play those 3 strings. And then once you've played the chord, you let that ring out, and then you play the open string twice. And you sort of repeat that in this motion. So once you play that 3 times, you then go put your third finger on the 7th fret of the 6th string, then the 5th fret string below, you can repeat from that 7th fret and just turn it into power chord. And that's it, you'll just loop that for the entire length of the intro. Let's dive into Thunderstruck. So, checking out Thunderstruck by ACDC. It's been requested by so many people. I'm so glad we can finally do it on this harder riff series. Now remember, this is a tricky one. It requires a lot of strength. As you can see from that intro, I wasn't actually picking at all. All I was using this hand for was to mute the other string so it's sounding out a bit, you know, a bit cleaner. But on stage, you know, you might see Angus Young just with this hand, you know, his picking hand just sort of rocking out, or he's doing something, or he's just holding his hand up in the sky and he's doing it with one hand. Man, what a rock star. So we're going to be checking it out. It's tricky. Learn how to do it and then turn it into an exercise. Here we go. So you don't actually need your pick for this, so I would suggest using this hand to sort of mute the other strings that you're not using, because it is all on the 2nd string. So memorize this position. You want your first finger on the 4th fret or above the 4th fret and your pinky on the 7th, then move it up so your first finger's on the 5th and the pinky's on the 8th. So with one movement, you hammer out of nowhere, so without picking, you hammer the 4th fret on the 2nd string and then you pull off. So once you've done that once, you then do your pinky, same thing. So you do that 4 times, then you move up a fret. So nice and slow, it's a hammer on, then a pull off, then a pinky. So you're hammering on, pulling off. So you're not actually picking at all. So this hand is just floating around. And you do each one 4 times. Well done, you're halfway there. This is the trickiest part, diving right on in. So you want your pinky to hammer on the 12th fret and pull off. Second finger to hammer on the 10th fret and pull off. First finger to hammer on the 9th fret and pull off. So it sounds like this. Once you can do that, you then just use your second finger, your first finger, and then you go back to the 7th fret. So 10th, 9th, 7th. Once you can do that, then you do the 9th, 7th, and 5th. So let's check out what all of that sounds like so far. Then once you can do that, the 7th fret, then the 5th fret, then the 4th fret. Whole thing, nice and slow. And then the last bar, you do this 4 times. You just do the 4th fret and the 5th fret. And then you would quickly repeat. I know it's hard and it's tricky, but take your time. Once you can play it, it's so rewarding. Here is it nice and slow, and then a little bit faster, the second section. Diving right in. Well done, that's it. Was it hard? Did you have one riff that you liked more than another? Definitely let me know. I've been Pat from Pat Dev Music. If you've got some other harder riffs that don't belong in the one sort of riff finger series, definitely comment below. I will see you all again in another video. Bye.